Triller. Welcome to the Norm Hyperbolic Podcast. We're here to talk anime, video games, and movies. I am your host, X. With me is my co-host, Lewis. What's up, Lewis?
What's up, player? What's good,
What's
man?
going on, bro?
Episode 5.
Episode 5, hitting our stride.
Yeah, we're rolling, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a handful of episodes out, bro.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 fingers, bro. Not many people have that many fingers on one hand, bro. We have more episodes than some people got fingers.
Shit, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, man. But how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Had a good day.
Yeah? You
Great.
chill?
Chill, man.
You ready?
I always look forward to these podcast episodes, bro.
I'm always looking forward to it too, man. Just getting a heads up and making it better every time we come on.
Yeah.
And just wilding out.
Wilding out talking anime, bro.
Wilding out talking anime. What else can we do, man?
Yeah. We're having a lot of good, success off air as well as with social media and things like that. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
that keeps us pretty busy in between episodes.
Oh, of course. So we're on TikTok now, right?
We're on TikTok.
So we've been doing pretty good on TikTok.
Yes.
One of our video has been blowing up a little bit. We're about 4.5K views on it.
Yeah.
So it's been doing pretty good. We've been enjoying the comments.
Yes. We got some comments. We got some comments this episode. So.
And we did shout out to one of our people that's following us that made a clip using ours, and then they showed their part of their favorite DB moment.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope.
That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so we shout you out. So thank you for that. That was actually really nice. It made my day, actually. It was cool. It was cool that they actually used one of our clips to and then they showed their favorite DB moment. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty good.
So we're gonna get more active on those sites because I think that does help get the podcast out there. We know the podcast episodes are kind of long and not everybody is down for a hour-long podcast, but it's definitely worth it. But
it's worth it. And the thing is that I want to say too is I get it, it's pretty long, but I also want our podcast to be very interactive and very energized, so that way you guys aren't feel they're kind of losing the momentum or is getting a little dulled down.
Right.
But this episode might be a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if you guys like it better that way. Because if it's more easier or
digestible,
exactly, to digest, we might make it a little bit shorter instead of being an hour 20 minutes or hour 30. I think the last one was an hour 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny too because I didn't think we would have much to talk about Full Metal Alchemist like that.
I know,
and somehow that was our longest episode.
Right.
So
I think it was the before and after too, but no, if you section it off, I think we did have a lot to talk about. I think it was a fair 30 minutes per topic.
That's true, man. That's very true.
Oh, speaking of,
don't forget, bro.
Put the timer stand on.
Don't forget, man.
The visual reminder of how much time we have left.
Oh fuck, we forgot to put the timer.
That's fine. We got the sand, bro.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the news. Last week's news today.
Go for it.
How do you feel about us getting a soundbite for that? Last week's news today.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
I was thinking of something like that. Something we can play that's consistent. Just so I don't have to always go, last week's news today.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So in the realm of anime, so Gem Standard, which is a business marketing data site, they pulled some Japanese streaming numbers for last year, and they have a list of the top 10 most streamed anime of the year 2022.
Okay.
So I would ask you to guess, but for number 1, and if you had asked me what the most streamed, because I asked 2 friends of mine at work today, and they both got it. The most streamed anime of last year, 2022, is Spy Family.
Really?
Spy Family.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it. I've seen maybe half of it. I think it's done. The first season.
Yeah, I think I've seen probably 2/3.
Yeah.
Of season 1.
Yeah.
I don't think I've finished completely, but it's
good.
It's
good.
Maybe it's not my type of anime. You know what I mean? It's not. It's a little bit
there's no fighting.
Slice of life kind of feel, right?
It's slice of life with a twist.
Yeah,
it's got 3 twists in there.
I mean, what is the twist? The twist is that he's there is a couple of fight scenes, right?
There's like spy scenes, but as far as like 1v1, like, shonen style, no, there's not like that big fights. Like he fights his wife.
Yeah, so it reminds me kind of like slice of life kind of anime.
Slice of life, but it has, there's the element where she's like, she can read minds and he's a spy, and there's the layer that they all just don't know each other's arrangement, which is
That's
like
true.
interesting.
I mean, it's not bad. I will continue watching it because I know like I've been hearing a lot about it.
Yeah,
and
I think it's just one of those things that we were talking about, like Full Metal Alchemist last year.
It's not for everybody.
No, that it covers. It's like
all section of genre, like the psychological, the action, the horror, the little bit of comedy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It has like there's like I think it's called like a 4-quadrant movie. A 4-quadrant show. It covers like old people, young people.
This one,
Spy Family. Yeah.
Okay.
Family style. Dads like it. It's like Bob's Burger or any of those kind of shows. It's got
Bob's Burger's funny.
No, Bob's Burger's Spy Family's funny too though. But I'm saying Bob's Burger has, so I like it because of I like the dad's perspective of him and this crazy family. But, you have your Tina fans, you have fans of like Luis, you have fans of Linda, the mom. It just has everybody for it. Every part of the family can enjoy the show.
Of course,
like Spy Family is something I watch like with Eli. He was watching it. He was liking it. And, it's fun.
All right.
But it was the most streamed anime of last year, 2022.
That's cool.
It won by a landslide too. And I'll just give you some numbers. So it had a ranking of 6.5. And just for comparison, what got second place was Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Really?
Yeah.
Demon Slayer came second?
Second to Spy Family. And Demon Slayer was first in 2021. I think it was like the district.
But Demon Slayer is just doing a lot. Like they're kind of like trying to renovate, or not renovate, but like they're trying to do different things when it comes to anime. Like I don't know if you are aware, but like the next movie that's gonna come out for Demon Slayer is actually gonna be episode 1.
Like Mugen Train?
Yeah. So it's gonna be like episode 1 into a movie. So they're like, I don't know, they're trying to do something different with anime. Like they're trying to present it, because usually like when you get a movie, it's either non-canon or canon. You know what I mean? But it's like separate from the actual anime itself.
Yeah.
And Demon Slayer is like, we're gonna drop a movie, but it's like based on the same timeline as our next season or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of different. It's like a little premiere to season 2. Season 3 now, right? 4.
Yes, season 3.
Season 3, right? So it's like a little like, let's give them a movie that is gonna basically jumpstart season 3.
Okay, so like an hour-long movie. Like
which I can't be mad.
In the theaters?
Yeah, in the movie theaters.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
I'm down to see it.
That's what I'm saying. Like their movies have been pretty good.
Yeah, no, I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
The movie had like 2 endings almost.
No, it was really good.
But that was so Demon Slayer was the number 1 ranked anime of 2021. Last year, just so we're comparing, Spy Family was at 6.5 with the rankings, and Demon Slayer was at 3.9. So almost, I don't want to say
like double. No, that's almost double.
Yeah, almost double of what Demon Slayer was at. And One Piece was third with a ranking of 3.3. So this is last year. This is like
I can
streaming
see
numbers.
One Piece. I'm telling you, man.
One Piece is still going so strong. Top 3? Top 3?
I mean, it is going strong, but I feel like the reason it won't be top 1 is because the fact that it's going on for so long, I feel like some people are losing interest.
You think maybe for its last arc that year it'll be number 1?
It probably will, because it's the last. You know, this long ongoing anime that you've been watching as a kid. Now you're an adult and still watching it. Yeah. But I feel like because it's so long, some people have lost interest. You know what I mean?
Not many people, because look at this man.
Oh, no, I'm not saying many people, but like I feel like the reason it's not number 1 is because people have lost interest along the way. Like me personally, I've kind of lost interest. Yeah. But it's not to say that I'm not a big One Piece fan, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's just there's so much episodes, so much that you kind of want to like, let me step back and just take a break.
Well, I do want to talk about One Piece more when we get into the what we're reading, because I've been reading a lot of One Piece lately, bro.
All right.
I think I am going to meet my goal and catch up. But just to go down the list, so we got Spy Family at 1, Demon Slayer at 2, One Piece at 3, Detective Conan at 4, which is, I guess, like a Case Closed spinoff that they have. I really like Case Closed, so I might even try to like see what's up with that again, if it's like going strong or not, or maybe it's whack. I don't know. But Attack on Titan is number 5. Number 6, we have Kingdom, which I looked up. You know, I didn't look really like all that interesting to me, but you know, I guess there's a market for it. Surprisingly, number 7 was Chainsaw Man, which I thought would be, you know,
higher, right?
Yeah, like top 5 at least.
Chainsaw Man's been pretty good. People have been enjoying it.
So I have my opinions about Chainsaw Man. I don't dislike it, but I'm just not a fan of like CGI, like the dipping back and forth from 2D and CGI. But
it's not that bad. I feel like that's
it's
becoming
so jarring to me, man.
Yeah, but I feel like
if the whole thing was CGI, I think I wouldn't even be bothered. Kind of like Vinland Saga, how that
they
like,
jump back and forth from it.
Yeah, I just think it takes us away.
But
from
I
it.
feel like that's becoming like the new thing now.
I know. Well, Demon Slayer
like
does
almost,
it a lot.
Yeah, it's almost like
I don't know
the normal now for like anime to do that, to jump from that to CGI and then back. Yeah. Especially since they're using CGI for like specific moments such as fight scenes and stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
I don't like when they. So if they use it for like environments, yeah, for sure. Like Demon Slayer will do like a tree will be, you know, CGI and then they'll run around it, or you know the movement, or even like the way Attack on Titan does it, like them the 3D maneuver gear.
Didn't they do the same thing for Brawly? Wasn't it CGI?
But for Broly they made the character CGI. I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
No, man. They like the video game characters because it was so clean. It was such a clean 2D animation, and then they just, you know, like.
But that's how they emphasize like the actual fights. Like I feel like
for the explosions, yes, but like when you do like a 360 shot and it's like, you know, Goku, it looks 1-to-1
to a
like,
video game,
to the video game, like to the Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z. Mm-hmm. There's a super move that Gogeta does. And it looks like it came straight out of the movie.
Oh, well. Let us know if you like it. You know, does that bother you? The CGI being incorporated into these new animes? Like, is that something you like, dislike? Like, let us know.
I need to give it a chance because I'm only like 2 episodes into Chainsaw Man. I've caught up to the anime for sure. Like, I finished it. Or, you know, finished
the manga.
Mm-hmm. It's still coming out, but I was hoping to see how gross and how, you know, bloody and beautiful it was going to be. I thought it was going to be almost like, you know, on level with Demon Slayer because of the potential that it has with the manga. But
yeah,
we'll talk about it more. So then number 8, we had Jujutsu Kaisen, which is still going strong. Number 9 is Gundam the Witch from Mercury.
Bro.
I have to ask my homeboy about that. But
I feel like there's so much Gundam anime out there that is really hard to keep up with it. But I fucking love Gundams. Have you ever made one?
Like a gunplay or whatever. No, I want. Oh, my friend, like he does that, and
they're super fun. I've done it a couple of times. And
yeah, really?
No, you get into it, man. It's just I would do it. It's just like one of those things. Like if you have time to spare, and you have nobody bothering you, like it's just quiet time.
If I could pick one out,
you put a little jazz playing in the background, right? You guys have a little drink, just chilling, man. And you start putting, you get so into it. And you start building, but there's like levels to it because like people will even like paint them and distress them to make it look like they just came out of like a battle or something like that. No, that'd be dope. So there's like a lot of things you can do with it, and then like it looks super dope when you display it. Yeah, no, it's rewarding too. I bet. Yeah, and there's like, you know, there's different sizes. Like you can get like the miniature one, like the 1x3, or a more like taller statue, which is more time consuming, but I would do it, man. I would do it. But it's dope. I like it. I mean, so this one, Gundam the Witch from Mercury, it's a lady Gundam. You know, I'm sure it's more than that, but it's just straight Gundam. It's like Mobile Suit Gundam, the Witch from Mercury. So it looked pretty cool. And then at number 10, we have My Hero Academia, which also is a little surprising just how low it is because my friends will not shut up about this anime. It is. Have you seen it? I've seen it, but I'm like, I stopped at episode. I stopped at season 3, but they're at like season 5 or 6, right? 6 or 7, some shit like that. It's far, but I heard it is good. It's this new season? Yeah, I heard. It's crazy good, man. Crazy? No, it is. It's crazy. I believe it. I think they got like the most perfect villain ever. I feel like maybe we should do an episode about villains. Okay. You know, next time maybe we can come up with something because I feel like people don't talk about villains. Yeah, we always talk about the heroes. Yeah, you know what I mean. Villain, but that's what makes a good show too. Right. It's not all about the hero. Yeah. It's about the villain too. You know, because if you put a whack ass villain, right, then the show doesn't give it any justice. You know what I mean? But I feel like the villain in My Hero Academia, he is spot on good, man. Like he just doesn't stop. He doesn't want to stop. Like he wants chaos. Okay. And he's like willing to do whatever it takes to gas. Like, you know how some villains is like, I took an L and then they just back off for a little bit, you know. Nah, this man is like, I took an L, fuck that, we're coming back for a second round. We ain't and right now it's to the point where they're like, they took L's, kind of. Yeah, they took
the villains
took a couple of L's. But the heroes had to deal with the consequences of the backlash the villains put together, like the plan and everything. So they had to deal with like the injuries. They lost a lot of people along the way. But instead of the villains saying like, well, you know, they both lost people. Right. Villains lost like a huge load of their followers, of their army, but so did the heroes. But instead of the villains saying like, let's back up and recuperate, you know, get our shit back intact, they're like, nah, bro, let's fucking keep it going. The heroes are down right now. Let's just keep hitting them. Even though we don't have like the army that we started up, let's just keep hitting them. And it's like, bro, like at this point, like they made the whole world just feel like this is the end. Like there's no more hope in heroes. They've destroyed that. The villains have literally destroyed every hope that people have for the heroes. You're literally low on numbers when it comes to heroes. Your main heroes are literally in the hospital recovering. And here are your villains now attacking prisons, right? And then they're letting the prisoners out, which is causing even more chaos. Now, on top of that, now you have more villains. So they're recovering more villains now because they're letting people from the prison out. But you don't have enough heroes to do the job. So then there's like sections in the community. There's sections in the cities that are not protected by heroes. So villains are just like rampaging, doing whatever the hell they want to do because they know there's not enough heroes to stop them. So it's like, and then it gives that like that sense. The environment is like low hope, tense. The community is like on edge because it's like we lost. You know, the number one hero is literally in the hospital recovering right now. You know what I mean? It's like hearing All Might is out for a little bit because he's recovering.
He's been out, bro, for a while.
But he was out for a little bit. But like but when he was in his prime, there was no break between All Might. All Might was not at the hospital like, yo, I need a week to recover and then I need a month for physical therapy before I come back out here. No, he couldn't take that. He couldn't take an L. Right. That's the problem. That's why he was like will forever be number one hero to everybody, was because he didn't take L's. He couldn't afford to take L's. And if he did take an L, it would just be detrimental to him, to his identity, to the figure, you know, the podium that he holds. So he couldn't take an L. It was not in his cards to take L's. But then of course, when he finally retired, everybody was like, damn, who's going to be the next hero? And of course, Endeavor came in. Right. But now Endeavor's in a hospital. Your number one hero is in a hospital recovering and probably has to do physical therapy afterwards before he goes out there. And now you got all these villains rampaging. So of course the community is on fire. The news people want to know what the hell's going on. People are losing hope. And you can sense the energy and that's what I'm saying.
Sounds like really you really like it, bro.
It's good. No, it's good. And that's what I'm saying. Like maybe we should do like an episode about like villains. I'm down. You know, like who did it right? Who really like?
Who's the biggest villain, or who?
I wouldn't want to say powerful villain because strongest. Just because you're strong doesn't mean you're the best villain. You know what I mean? I usually like the villains that are like well thought and they actually put good plans into play to actually bring down the heroes. They really challenge the heroes, and not just like physically, like not just like power, but like emotionally, mentally. Yeah, you know what I mean. Those are the villains that I'm like, damn, they're really just dagging them. They're just really pushing that dagger deep and deep. Like, how far can we push? It's kind of like the Joker, how he always trying to push Batman. And not just like physically, but psychology, like, you know, mentally.
Try to bring him down to his level.
Break him down. Yeah. Like, how far can I push this dagger into Batman until he snaps? And that's what the Joker really cares. He just wants to like mentally break Batman and make him like do something that he's not supposed to do, which is like, you know,
kill somebody.
Exactly.
Even if it's killing him.
Exactly. That's why I think, I don't know if you remember, but there's a part where the Joker actually mentally breaks down Superman.
In Injustice?
Yeah. To where Superman ends up killing the Joker.
Yeah, no. That's a good story too.
Yeah. So like those are the villains that I like, the ones that I just really dig.
No, I'm definitely down for a villain. Stay tuned for our villain episode.
So, anyways, keep going on, bro. My bad.
No, man. the fire, the passion, bro.
Oh, it's there,
Dude,
man.
we might do a My Hero episode.
But go for it.
So next, in the realm of video games, so I just wanted to go through like 10 video games that are coming out this year. Most of the video games that are announced are only the beginning of the year or the first half.
Yeah.
So I'll just go down them one by one and kind of like see how excited you are to see these video games come out.
Go for it.
So they're in order of when they release. Right now, time of recording is, January 26th. So we have Dead Space at number 1. Comes out tomorrow.
Didn't we play this game before? On the Xbox or?
Yes, you got it. And then we stayed up all night playing it. Like, I think it was maybe the first one. The first or the second one?
No, it was the first one, Dead Space.
Yes, man. That game was fucking scary.
Hell yeah. So is it like a remaster?
No, I think it's the next one. I don't know if Dead Space 3 came out already.
I'm not sure. I haven't kept up to Dead Space 2.
Let me see.
That's why when I saw it, I was like, wait, is that like a remaster one?
No, I think it's number 3.
No, that game was good. Fucking hated it though. I hate the part. No, the only part that I hated, which made it even more scarier, is when you fucking run out of an animation and all you got is like a fucking flashlight.
Yes.
So then you're just fucking walking around with a flashlight, hoping there's nothing around the corner. That's the part I hate. And then like I would play it at night. I have the fucking headphones on so you can hear everything so crispy and shit. And that shit would be terrifying, man, because you just don't know what's across the corner, and all you got is a fucking little flashlight because you just ran out of ammo. And you're like just looking for ammo, but you can never find any.
I think it is a remake.
So it is a remake?
It's a remake, yeah.
Okay. For what system? All systems?
All systems.
Okay. I don't know if I would get it. Would you get it?
I mean, if it comes with all 3, I don't know, because we played the first one, like you said, but I don't remember like one. I definitely don't remember beating it, but
no,
if it's good enough, because that's kind of like my genre right now, like horror, sci-fi. I don't see why not.
Okay,
for sure. So that comes out tomorrow. Next in February we have Hogwarts Legacy.
My girl is dying to get this. She's a big Harry Potter fan. So when she heard about that, she's like, can I get that?
She's a big Harry Potter head.
It's supposed to be like an open world.
Yeah,
you're
build your own character.
Customize your own character.
It's pretty cool. You can fucking like spawn a broom and then just start flying around.
Yeah, and then you can go on quests and look for like new magic spells and stuff like that. Like upgrade your character, kind of like that. I mean, I might buy it because it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just wait for IGN to give us their review.
Nah, man. Yeah, right. No, IGN's so they can get it wrong again. You can't spell ignorant without IGN.
You can't. I mean, that's usually what I do. I'm not even gonna lie, man.
Yeah,
not so much IGN, but like I just wait for the game to come out, and then like I'll just wait for people to like post their reviews on YouTube or their thoughts on like is it good or their ratings.
Yeah. I mean, look. So as far as like, unless it doesn't have any bugs, it looks like it should be good.
Yeah, I like the concept of it. So
yeah.
All right.
And then next in March we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Fallen Order.
I love Star Wars, bro.
Did you play the last one?
No.
It was pretty good. I didn't really like the protagonist too much. Then I grew to like him, but the combat was
good,
real nice.
Because they usually have like 2. They have like the Star Wars Jedi, which is more like campaign, right? And then they have Star Wars Battlefield, is that what it's called? And that's the online like
Battlefield or Battlefront.
Battlefront.
But yeah,
and that's the one where it's like online where
you play a stormtrooper and you shoot, and there's like they got heroes versus villains and stuff like that.
Okay.
This is the campaign one.
So this is the campaign one. Okay.
It looks pretty good so far. Then also later in March, and that was March 17th that one comes out. Hogwarts comes out February 10th. So March 24th, we have Resident Evil 4, that remake. Mm-hmm. So they've been remaking these Resident Evil games, starting with 2. So they did 2, which I played, which I love. I think I'm on my second time because you can beat it as the boy and then you beat it as the girl.
Okay.
I think Leon, or maybe not Leon. I forget the name. I forget both their names. I think maybe her name is Claire. But because once you play it through with one person, he like Leon, or it's not Leon, the guy, he gets a shotgun and like a sniper, and then the girl, she gets like a she gets like 2 different guns. She gets like a machine gun and a rocket launcher. But then they did number 3, and now they're doing number 4. So number 4 is the game. That game came out on PlayStation 2, your favorite console. But I remember playing it on the GameCube, and that shit was pretty nice.
So I know last time you had mentioned that people weren't like standing by my side when I said PlayStation 2 is the best console.
I knew you were gonna bring this up, bro.
So let me just point this out. Like I want people to like really understand why I say the PS2 is the best console. You had mentioned a part that you said like, well, you know, the PS3
games
came
always
out.
get better.
It does, but I feel like the PS2 was like a pinnacle part to the gaming community in the sense of like, it was the first time there was like a system that the graphics, I'm not gonna say they were the best, but they were like at that point.
The jump from PS1 to PS2.
Yeah, it was like incredible. Right. That huge. It was a huge jump. It was, and it was incredible. And I feel like I don't know if maybe it was easier to make games back then, like for people. You know, when they were making the games, I don't know if it was like easier to produce, but I felt like there was so many good games, like Kingdom Hearts. Like it was just, I feel like it wasn't so much.
I do agree in the sense of like as a time capsule or as, you know, and not even like floating into nostalgia, but they had a good library, like a good library of games,
right?
Of games, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I feel like a lot of those games,
you know, and
oh yeah. And I feel like a lot of those games were more focused on the story than it was the mechanical side of the gameplay. You know what I mean?
Well, that's PlayStation too, because PlayStation has more of like story player, one player, cinematic games versus like Xbox, which is more of like a PC style online community.
And then the other thing I wanted to point out too was that one reason I liked the PlayStation 2 also was because like I felt like at that time multiplayer was such a big thing.
Yeah. Even though the PlayStation 2 only had like you can only play 2 at a time.
2 at a time. But
unless you had the multi-tap.
Oh yeah, I remember the multi-tap. I think I had the multi-tap.
I had, yeah.
Because you can play up to like 4 players, but you just needed the extended.
Yep.
Yeah,
I played.
But I felt like that was like, I don't know, like to me it's just like I had such fond memories with the PS2 than anything else. And of course, like once
your childhood talking, bro.
But that's why I feel like it just the PS2 was just an amazing system in general. But I think when the PS3 came out and then the Xbox X or S?
360.
The Xbox 360 came out. I think you ended up getting the PS3. I ended up getting the Xbox 360.
I remember, yeah.
And then
you betrayed your lovely PlayStation.
I know. I betrayed it. But I wanted to check it out. And the reason I wanted to check it out.
He'd come over to my house just check it out.
Was because no, and I feel like that's when then we got introduced into like online gaming. Because I remember fond memories of like hopping online and like, yo, you can play with other people. Like
you can see somebody's online and just jump into the game if anything.
So that's like, I feel like that was my joy was like playing online with it because I know you couldn't do that with the PS2, but that was pretty dope.
You could. You just had to plug it into the phone line.
But it wasn't like...
It wasn't as available Wi-Fi
as it is now. But I just like that's my fond memories. The fact that if I wanted to play with you, you literally had to come over to my house to play the game with me versus now like, you know, just hop online, bro. So there's not that inconvenience of you having to come over and play. But like I still remember like you coming over, we would play or whatever, stay up to like fucking past midnight and just trying to
past midnight.
Yeah, and I think that's like the fond memories. But yeah, the lineup of games for the PS2 is like it was dope.
Through the life of the PS2, it had, you know, great
really
catalog
great
of games.
Amazing. Out of the world. All right, but keep going, bro. My bad.
All right, so next in May 12th, we have a Switch game coming, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So that's the follow-up to Breath of the Wild.
That's for the Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first Nintendo Switch game on the list.
So the Legend of Zelda is... Anyway, so like I was saying, I think Nintendo drops a new system every, like 6 years now?
Okay.
Because it's been 6 years. I think we're coming up to 7 years now since the Nintendo Switch came out. So everybody's been like speculating that a new system is supposed to be coming out. But they're trying to figure out which route Nintendo's going to take. If they're going to drop like another crazy system. Because you know how they dropped the Wii?
Like an interactive, like something slip your gloves into.
Some crazy shit. Because that's what Nintendo's like notorious for.
Right.
For dropping these weird systems. Because I mean, you had the Wii, right? And then they dropped the Wii U. The Wii U was like, it just took a whole turn, right?
Yeah.
But then they dropped the Nintendo Switch that has nothing to do with the Wii U. Besides the fact that they had the portable thing, but you couldn't take it with you. You literally had to be close to the system in order for it to work.
Right.
Right. But now with the Nintendo Switch, it's kind of like a concept of the Wii U. But better. Like they actually like, made it better. But the thing now is like, the question is, are they gonna just play it safe and just upgrade the the Nintendo Switch into something better? Or are they gonna drop like a Nintendo Switcheroo? I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where the system is like completely different. You know what I mean?
Pull the old Nintendo Switcheroo on us, huh?
So that's like the question that everybody's asking, like, what route is Nintendo going to head with their new system? Because they're due for a new system.
I mean, I'm just not as creative as they are. So I would assume that they would just do like another Switch.
Which is the safe route, because the Switch has been basically doing really well and has been selling.
Yeah, but they might have like something like how you said, like crazy, some sort of like
crazy idea, like something cooking up.
Like a jumpsuit.
But it can always, but it's always a 50-50 with Nintendo, because it could succeed or it could.
No, they've been on the plus. They've been in the green as far as like video games for the past since they came out.
With the Wii, they were on the plus. The Wii was successful.
Okay.
It actually sold. People wanted this. Old people wanted this. Like everybody had this in their house. Right. It was like a staple for some reason. Every household had a Wii.
Wii Sports, bro?
Yeah, that was the thing. Right. That game alone was enough for people to buy the system, which is crazy because it came with the system. Right. So
I remember.
That game alone was enough for people to buy the Wii. But when the Wii U came out, people were very speculative. It wasn't as popular as the Wii, and then people just didn't like it. I remember when the Wii U came out, I was even like, should I get it? Like, is it worth it? And then like people don't really talk about it like that. Like none of my friends that I know owns a Wii U. They own the Wii, but not a Wii U.
Yeah.
But then when the Nintendo Switch came out, everybody wanted one. Everybody. They're like, yo, this is like crazy.
As soon as they dropped the Super Smash Bros. Switch, that's when I got it. That's
Yeah.
Like the bundle, because I knew they were going to come out with that game. But
still, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they did something right. So it's always a 50-50 chance that their next system will succeed or it's just going to flop. So the question now is, are they going to just stick to the safe route and make a better Nintendo Switch, in a sense, like better graphics, better CPU, better screen?
That's what I think that they would do.
Better battery kind of thing. Or they're just going to, again, drop a Nintendo Switcheroo on you. You know what I mean? Where
could be.
Now the thing folds like it's a folder. I don't know. Some crazy shit.
Turns into a sandwich, you eat it.
I don't know, man. Yeah, some crazy. You know how Nintendo is, man. So that's the question when it comes to Nintendo.
As long as you can play games off of it, I'd be down for whatever Nintendo does, because I'm pretty, not want to say faithful, but
I like the Nintendo Switch. I don't see why they would change it though, or why would they
them to change it? You want them to upgrade it?
I want them to upgrade it, but not come up with a whole different system based off the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't want a whole system. I like it. And for them to switch it, it would just be like, unless they're switching it for something way much better, but I doubt it.
That's always the plan.
Because they always want to drop some gimmicky shit to it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it works. Sometimes it just doesn't, bro. It's just gimmick. And you're like, do I really want to spend my money on some gimmick shit that's probably going to be fun for a week? And then after a while, it's like, eh.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's why the Switch works. There's people who play it strictly handheld, like a DS, like a Nintendo DS, and there's people who play it just always hooked up to the TV.
Yeah, because it's the best of both worlds. But like the question is, are they gonna continue it and be safe with it, or are they just gonna drop a whole new system, one that walks towards you? I don't know, bro. Like some crazy shit.
We're here for you, Nintendo, whatever it is.
No, but I do. We're here for you, bro. I do love Nintendo, so. I don't know. I just hope the next system is better.
No, for sure. All right. So next we have in June 2nd, we have Street Fighter 6, which I am so
hype?
Fucking hyped for, man.
Do they have any trailers for it?
I don't even know if they have a trailer. I tried. So usually, like for like movies that I know I'm gonna watch, I don't watch the trailers. I should be a little bit more lenient with games because there's no spoiler in the game.
No.
And mainly when they do a trailer for a game,
it has nothing to do with the campaign.
Yeah, or not even the campaign. Like the gameplay. Sometimes a trailer would just be like all cinematic. Like
it's all cinematic. That's what it is. Trailers is all cinematic. So you even watching a trailer for a game where they really do.
I know. I should be able to, but no. I'm crazy excited for Street Fighter. Street Fighter 6, June 2nd. You will be definitely seeing me hit that on the stream. And then not too long after, we have June 6th, Diablo 4, which my homegirl is definitely looking
you like
forward
that?
to.
Have you ever played it?
I played Diablo 3, but I didn't beat it. So me and my gamer group, I think we were trying to play it online. I'm down to, I don't know if I'm trying to be realistic. If I buy it, I don't know when I'll be able to play it because it's it's a grind type of game. And it's one of those games that I think, I'm sure you can play by yourself, but you don't want to play in a group.
You got to put time.
Or not even, you have to have multiple people's time.
Yeah.
So you have to get a big group of people to play and do.
It's like one of those games that you got to constantly upgrade and
kill
missions
a bunch of zombies or whatever. They drop loot.
And I feel like if you fall behind,
fucked. I mean, it looks dope, and I did have a lot of fun when we played Diablo 3. And those games, like I said, mostly it is just about the camaraderie that you have with your friends playing the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm for it. If enough of my friends will get it, I'll get it, and then we'll probably just add it to the rotation, and then I will play it. Then I'll play it more than any other game because it'll just be the thing that we do.
That's true.
So the next at the end of June, we have June 2nd, Final Fantasy 16. Jesus. This one does have a trailer, and I'm tripping. Street Fighter 6 definitely has a trailer. But
it's a lot of Final Fantasy, bro.
Final Fantasy 16, bro.
Yeah, I played a couple of Final Fantasy on the PS2.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X2, yeah.
But I haven't played any recently, man. It's just I feel like it's overkill at this point sometimes.
Really, you think?
Because it's just I don't know.
Every time you say that, and then you just go back to One Piece, though. How do you say that?
It's just overkill. It's
overkill. It's a brand new game.
I know, but I don't know, man. It's just.
No, I know. I mean,
I think maybe
have Final Fantasy fatigue.
It's not that. It's like let's say I haven't played Fantasy in such a long time. Would I be able just to hop on Final Fantasy 16 and just continue from there?
Yes, bro. Don't let that
without having played the others.
It's a brand new story. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
they give you in any kind of even if this was a Final Fantasy 16 movie, I feel like they would give you everything that you need to know in the beginning. Same with this video game. They're going to give you everything that you need to know. Of course, they might be some hints or references to other stuff that you don't get. Not that you would need to know it, but you might feel excluded or whatever. But I think, for the most part, it should be a good game. Final Fantasy 15 was good.
You played it?
I played it. I didn't beat it. That's always what I tag with these games because I never beat any of them.
I feel like you need all the time to you need time and dedication to beat a game. Because even I've been playing I told you Call of Duty and I've been playing the campaign. I don't even think I'm close to the end.
Really?
But I just don't have time, man.
Look forward to it,
and if I do play it, I play it for maybe 40 minutes to an hour tops.
That's pretty good.
Because that's what I get throughout the day. You know what I mean? That's the time frame that I get to play it. And after that, I got responsibilities.
I have friends who we'll talk about this in what we're reading while we're playing, but I'm playing God of War. And I have a friend who got the fucking platinum trophy for it. Got all the trophies for it.
Time and dedication, man. And I don't have that.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, man. I'd be trying to sit down and play online, modern, was it Warzone 2? 2.0, I think it was called. And then just play online. And I just, I said, I enjoy it. It's competitive. I forgot how competitive it was and how fun it is.
They will kill you, bro.
And then I love listening to these little kids, bro, just go all out. The shit they be saying. I swear to God, I'd be like, yo, where's your mom at, bro? Why is she letting you talk like that? And they're racist as fuck. It's crazy how racist people are. Bro. Racist as hell. But I've noticed that
my homegirl who plays Call of Duty, she has it worse because she's a girl. So as soon as they hear that you're a girl, oh my God,
they go on. There was a TikTok video, I think, or it was a YouTube video of this female gamer. She was really good. And she was killing everybody or something like that. And you can hear them. They were like, oh, is that a female? Like you, and they were just like going in.
I know,
and just saying some
really
like,
raunchy, yeah.
like, why are you playing Call of Duty? Shouldn't you be in the fucking kitchen cooking me a sandwich or something?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, and it's a kid, and you can hear it like, my man, you didn't even hit puberty yet. Your voice is not even deep. Your balls haven't even dropped. Like, and you're going in, and I'm telling you, these kids are racist. Like, I want to say some shit, but if I say it, I have to like literally beep it. But it's some like crazy shit they be saying, man. It's ridiculous. But it makes me laugh, though. It just makes me laugh, and I'm just like,
just how absurd it is. Like,
it is. But there's like a code of conduct now. On Call of Duty that you have to acknowledge, saying that you have to be friendly to the people you play with. You have to be respectful.
Is that detrimental to?
I don't know if it's like I said, I just hopped onto Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's where I'm starting at. So I don't know if the code of conduct was there prior to the other games, but I remember when I was first playing on like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 or something like that.
Right.
I don't remember there being a code of conduct.
No, I don't think so.
Where you have to agree to the terms of like being friendly, respectful, and then like, of course, if you can like block, you can report people, and this shit is like it's not like I'm gonna report you and they're not gonna do shit about it. No, they report you, they kick you out. Like, you can get banned after a certain amount of reports.
Yeah.
When you have to literally make another account in order to start playing Call of Duty, because they won't let you play with that account anymore.
That would suck, bro. If you ranked up all the way and then
exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, that would suck. Like, after you paid all that money. And now you can't even play all those skins. You put all that time, but because you're fucking vulgar when it comes to talking shit, and you're saying some fucking graphic shit, that they fucking like banned you, and now you can't even play online. You're stuck to playing campaign, and that's about it.
It'd be like that, bro.
But that's crazy. But some of you guys do deserve it, man. Y'all be wilding out, like crazy wilding out. Just the shit you be saying, I'd be like, damn, man. I'd be like, you need fucking bar of soap in that mouth, bro. Dirty as fuck. Just
kiss your mother with that mouth, bro.
Like, that's what I'd be saying. I'd be like, yo. I'd be like, thank God my kids don't play these games.
I know.
That's our guy. If I walk in their room and I catch them saying something like,
they might, bro. They might. It's just toxic, bro. It's the community.
But like, even me, like,
it makes them laugh, and then they repeat it back. You know.
But it does make me laugh because it is funny.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy the fact that they're saying it. I wouldn't catch myself saying some shit like that.
No.
Just because I'm like, I'll probably curse somebody out, like, say a couple, curse words, but I wouldn't go the way
couple swears.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not like the way they do it, bro. That's
too much.
Too much, bro. Too much.
The last two games I have on here, they don't have, the only dates that they have are 2023. First one is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. There's no gameplay on that one released yet, but it's made by Rocksteady, which are the people who made the Arkham Asylum games.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's going to be good, but, remains to be seen. And then Spider-Man 2 comes out in 2023.
For some reason, DC is just not...
They're dropping the ball.
Hard.
They've been dropping the ball for years, bro.
It's like they can't get it right.
Batman's
though.
good, though?
Yeah, Batman. No, the Batman movies are good.
No, the Batman, like the most recent one.
Yeah, with the Twilight guy, Edward.
Yeah, Christopher Batman.
So I will always know him as Edward. I'm sorry, man.
That's fine. He was in this movie, The Lighthouse, and I like in the next topic that I have, I'll talk more about it. But that movie was really, really good. But I don't know if I would watch it again, bro.
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse. It was good, man.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
For all you people who like movies, I would watch it.
Lighthouse.
It's black and white, and it's like super, like really artsy.
Oh, okay. No. I've seen the trailer for it. I don't think I've seen it, but I've seen the trailer for it. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's crazy weird.
When you said black and white, I'm like, and it's in like an actual lighthouse, right?
Yeah.
And he's like taking over.
He's like helping William Dafoe run this lighthouse.
Is it like a psychological?
Yes, thriller.
Thriller kind of movie. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
It's good. Yeah,
man. I think I've seen the trailers, but I haven't seen it, bro. But yeah, I feel like DC in general is like dropping the ball hard.
They do,
like,
man. I mean, it's been like that for a while.
The question is, to me, is like, why though? Is there something they're missing that they just can't be like Marvel or like next to Marvel kind of?
We'll talk more about it too. Also, when we're talking about the topic, but I think it is that they're missing soul. Like, they just don't have soul. Right now, they have James Gunn, the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. he's gonna be like the new Kevin Feige.
Oh, he joined. Yeah. I think I've heard of that.
Curate all these movies and see what works and what doesn't work. So I'm not saying that whoever else was running it didn't have soul, but he has like a type of like finesse and charisma that he injects into his movies that I think that will benefit DC.
I hope so, man. I really do. I hope so.
Yeah, because Suicide Squad was good. Like
it was good, but then Suicide Squad 2 was
the
starfish one.
Yeah, you like that one?
It was weird.
Oh man, I like that one,
weird.
Bro.
It was funny. I like the weasel,
cringe, but the weasel, yeah, that one was good, bro.
It was weird, man.
I mean, but the Marvel movies are weird, bro.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like because when you think DC, sometimes you think like dark and like
think of Batman, bro. That's all you think of.
Like, but that's the thing. It's probably right because Batman is literally what's holding DC up right now.
I guess, yeah.
And then they had Superman, and I don't know how they dropped the ball on Superman. And they had the perfect actor for Superman. He like legit resembles everything Superman should look like. And somehow they keep dropping the ball on it. You know what I mean? And then they have Black Adam, and they're supposed to be introducing Superman versus Black Adam. So hopefully that's good. And I've been hearing people say that Black Adam wasn't really that good of a movie either.
I didn't.
Did you finish it?
Too much. I didn't finish it either.
So there you go, man.
I didn't finish it, man.
Look, man, if it can't hold your attention, then it really must.
I know, and I'm very forgiving during movies. Like I will watch a fucking bad movie. Like
yeah. So then if
I watched a bunch of bad movies for this episode.
Oh lordy, man. All right. Let's jump into the meat and potatoes of this section, man. Let's go for it.
All right. Live action anime. So a somewhat controversial opinion, generally widely accepted that anime specifically, and maybe, a case can be made about video game movies or movies that are turned into video games. Mm-hmm. Or no, I'm tripping. Video games that are turned into movies, that they just can't be done faithfully and they can't be done well. How do you feel about that sentiment? About both video game movies and anime movies?
I mean, I
say controversial, but
I have my own opinions to that. And it's, how can I say it? I think number one, and I think it's going to be on my list of why it can't succeed, budget.
Budget?
I don't think they do have the budget. Sometimes.
Hollywood has the budget, bro.
Sometimes, but they just don't have like the full budget to really, really get it done right, if that makes sense. Because when you think anime, I think like
over the top,
off the wall, flamboyant. Like I think it's vivid, colorful, like it's out there. You know what I mean? Besides your reality. So it's out there. So in order to hit that spot, you need a certain budget. You need a certain amount of money to execute that well. And I understand like some animes are long or whatever. And a movie's only an hour and 30 minutes, right? Max, maybe 2 hours tops. I mean, some now they're reaching 3. Yeah, I know.
3+.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you need that money in order to back up the vision of what the anime was trying to display to turn it into a reality.
Yeah. And
then you need the right actors. You need everything just has to be right. And if it's not right, is it even worth showing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're going to use the name, for sure.
And that's the thing. Like, is it even worth showing it? So, like, a prime example would be like, I think we talked about this in the past too, was Cowboy Bebop on Netflix.
Right.
The live adaptation on Netflix, right? Right. And I know me and you talked about it, and we said, like, how we had, like, huge... I feel like the whole community had huge...
hopes for it,
yeah.
Yeah.
And did it let you down?
It let me down just because, like, so when they released the trailer for it, what they released was like almost a shot-for-shot remake of the opening intro, like with the same style and like but people. So I was like, okay, what it told me was that we're going to be very faithful to the show, and in a lot of ways, it was very faithful as far as like story beats, and like the first episode is almost like the same first episode as the anime. Mm-hmm. But the thing that let me down is that it's not just enough to be faithful. Like, you have to be good. It has to be good. Like, especially if you're gonna like take on this role of adapting a beloved anime.
Yeah.
Which, and I have a list here of why I also think that, maybe these live action animes don't work. But if you're gonna take on like that task, you need to come with, like, you need to do your homework, but you also need to, like you said, have a budget, but also like a good script, a good way of telling the story, a good way of relaying the information. The action was weak. Like, no, man.
It was kind of dulled down, man. Like, it was like, it was, down, and then like, you gotta like,
it's washed, bro.
It was washed. And the thing too is like the characters, the actors, I feel like they weren't capturing.
No, man, it was so cringe, bro. It was so like not clunky, but like so stage wise. It felt like the
personality of the character. Yeah, like, they weren't really like, they were just playing it. Like, they were just playing the role, like whatever.
The 3D show was more flat and 2D than the animation, which is 2D, and it had like a rich, you could tell like with their facial expressions and just like the silence and the way that they didn't really like talk about themselves too much, because like, there was so much exposition and like talking about themselves in the live action that I'm like, aren't you guys? Haven't you guys been doing this for a while? Like, don't you guys know each other? Like,
yeah.
But that was in the anime. Like they would fight because they were just so familiar with each other. Talking about Jet and Spike, versus like in the show, the live action, it was so like drawn out. Oh man, don't even get me started. So that's
I want to get you started. I want to hear your opinion, bro.
So like, it's not just about Cowboy, but about like why all kinds of like live action adaptations don't work. So we do have some comments. We sent the message out on our Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, you want to read out the comments?
Well, no, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Just for the listeners, like, so when we do these episodes, we are going to be posting comments on our Facebook, on our Instagram. We are not on Twitter yet, but I think, like we said earlier in the episode, we on TikTok. My brother says that we shouldn't get on Twitter because Twitter's kind of like going through like a shit show right now. But
it is.
I still think we should, try to get on Twitter.
I mean, we are on Twitter.
We have a Twitter.
We have a Twitter account, but we haven't been posting anything on it. Yeah. We've been mainly focusing on IG, TikTok now, since it's been actually getting, more views.
Traction and all that.
Yeah. So we've been on TikTok, IG, and then on Facebook. So, we have our own page, so look us up. Always, like and follow.
We'll be posting the topics before the episodes go live, and then we'll be reading the best ones here on the podcast. So I thought you were a little bit more forgiving of live action anime than me, bro.
No, I'm not, man. Because
you said you're excited about the live action One Piece.
I am, but I'm not, because if it's a flop, then it's gonna hurt my soul, man. It's gonna hurt me because it's the expectations of it. Like, you hope that it's good. You hope that you like it.
I know.
But then like when you actually watch it, it's like, bro, it's like I was really hopeful when it came out to Cowboy Bebop, but I couldn't even get past episode 1.
I know. Yeah, same here.
You know what I mean? I couldn't even get past episode 1, and I was just like, this is not it. This is not it.
I mean, could you say that you didn't give it a chance?
It's not
like a fair chance.
It could be that too, man. But I'm like,
because remember when I watched Attack on Titan, I didn't really like the first episode, but then once the story started getting going, that's when it got good for me. I'm just playing devil's advocate right now, but I think that we're both right. Cowboy Bebop was a flop.
It was a flop, man.
2/3 of an episode in.
So instead of like starting off negative, right? Because I feel like that's where we're going right now, to a very negative.
I have positives.
Let's do something positive. So let's really talk about, like, is there a live adaptation that you did like, or you felt was decent?
Okay, so let me have it here.
Can you think of something? I just want to start in a positive before we really dive into the negatives, which there is. I feel like there's more cons than there is pros to live adaptation. But go for it, man.
Okay, so I think so. Japanese Hollywood or Japanese like film industry, whatever, they have been doing live action adaptations of anime for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So there's these stories and movies, as well as like Kamen Rider and Ultraman, like those Power Rangers, big monster, almost like kaiju.
Yeah.
Big, just giants fighting big kaiju monsters. They've been always making those. And what I was talking about earlier, I think that what they have, Japanese produced live action anime, that Hollywood doesn't have, like your Cowboy Bebop, like your Battle, Tillion, Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson.
Those are pretty good.
So what they don't have is soul. I think they're missing soul, and this is not like only Japanese people can make live action anime, because I don't think that. But that's what we were talking about when we were talking about like Marvel. Like what Marvel has over DC is like, soul and personality, and
a plan.
So Marvel has
I feel like they have a really good game plan
Marvel
what they want.
Plan, but even Marvel is like, no stranger or.
I mean, they do have a couple of flops though.
They have flops, and
But they somehow managed to recover though. Like they managed to like be like, okay, I'm not saying it was a complete flop.
They lean into the silliness of the universe, which I always feel like whenever they make a Hollywood adaptation of an anime, they lean into the silliness, but in the wrong way. To bring up Dragon Ball Evolution. That shit is so whack. And Dragon Ball is funny and it's goofy.
This is where it all went downhill for me. This is literally where you can just conclude that this is where everything just went downhill.
Yes, man.
This was one of the worst live adaptation movies ever made. I don't even know why we gave it hope that it was going to be good. I don't even think I ever thought that it was going to be good to begin with.
It looks bad. Like just the guy itself, because Goku is buff and strong and brolic, and that guy, like you said, it was the guy from Fast and the Furious,
something like that, man.
Some black guy.
No, that was a flop, bro.
I just think the Japanese live action anime has like a certain soul or certain like charisma to it that Hollywood isn't able to get out of their movies, because they're looking for, when you go, the more money you put into a movie, the more return you want. So they want to like cover all audiences and make it like easily digestible for people who maybe don't speak English, or people who have to read the subtitles, or people, just like going off of the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
So where Japanese, because it's in Japanese, like the language, they are able to kind of like just like be as silly and over the top as they are in the anime. Now,
True.
I'm not fully endorsing Japanese because, it's still live action versus anime. And often it's still superior in the anime than it is with live action. So a couple of live action animes that, Japan has out that, I checked out, and I will say though, like, it's not offensive. That's the best, like, compliment I can give.
Okay.
So I have Full Metal Alchemist. I remember we were talking about that in the last episode. It's not great by any stretch, but it is campy and it is fun.
Did they get?
I didn't finish it.
The armor suit L, right?
No,
did it look good?
No, all the effects are good. Like,
okay.
So it's not big budget. Like how you still kind of have to like suspend your disbelief and kind of know or whatever. But that's why I compare it to Ultraman and Kamen Rider, because you can tell that it's a guy in a suit. It's not really a giant, and they have like little figurines of little houses and stuff like that. So you kind of have to like be ready to take that journey of like, okay, the CGI is not all there, but I'm gonna help this CGI help me with what's going on or whatever. So Full Metal Alchemist, they had like the suit looks good, the action looks good, the jokes land. So it wasn't that bad. I only saw like halfway through the first movie, but that was just off of time. Like I know I said that about Black Adam, but I will go back and finish it. Rurouni Kenshin, they have like a crazy amount of movies. Those movies are actually really good. Maybe because, it's just a samurai, you can kind of do that better. But even that has like over the top action, and he's like running on the ground. It's like weird stuff. Assassination Classroom, I haven't seen, but I heard is good.
I haven't seen that one actually.
And then so somebody commented on our post. They said that Bleach on Netflix was actually pretty good.
So with live adaptation, right? So this is what I'm thinking. Instead of like picking an anime that is like super
like out there
and like crazy, such as like I want to say Luffy would be kind of out there, right? Like it's so instead of picking something that's really out there, like would it be easier if they pick something more simple? Like you said, Death Note. The only thing that's weird about Death Note is out there is just the
Shimigami.
That is attached to the books, right? That's the only thing that is out there. The rest is more like really lifelike. Like it's more
of a detective story. Like
where it's
They're
just L
trying to find the
versus
killer,
Light,
or
and
like a whodunit. Yeah,
exactly. So, but it's just two regular people,
Right.
And like I said, the only thing supernatural is just the demon or whatever that it comes with the book. That's the only thing that's supernatural. The rest it's not, and it's not like it's based off like in a different planet where people can fly or float. It's literally just based in Tokyo, modern day. There's cars. It's just regular, and he's just a regular student. And majority of the time, he's in his room. You know what I mean? Trying to figure
Right.
out ways to write, but look like he's studying, or so
Right.
you know what I mean? So I feel like those would be easier to make into a live adaptation, just because the concept of the show is simple. It's more psychological. It's more of a detective kind of thing going on, good versus bad.
So what's another example of like a show? Like you talking about like maybe those basketball, volleyball, soccer shows?
And to make it into like a live adaptation. Have they done that before?
Nah, in my research, I haven't found any, but so that just takes it back to what I was going to say. Why? Like the grand question of why? Why would you take on the name of an anime and adapt it? Because there's only two ways that you can. So when we're talking about like good ones, there's only two ways where you can, in my opinion, make a good adaptation, and both ways have their strengths and weaknesses, and both will fail for those respective reasons. So either one, you do it faithful, like 100% faithful, follow the story. You don't have to do shot for shot,
Yeah.
but you have to be super faithful to the source material, because if you're taking on the name, you're taking on like that story, you're trying to automatically gain those fans, and those fans have expectations of, what you're adapting.
Of course.
So even if you're doing like a sequel of an anime, you have to take the story forward. So you have to do 100% faithful, right? Mm-hmm. And then you alienate people who aren't fans, and you kind of like are just hoping that the normal people, normies, whatever, will follow in with I don't want to say nerds, but the diehard fans. Kind of like how it is with Marvel. Like Marvel just stays to their core audience and then lets everybody else like follow. Not everybody's a Marvel fan. Everybody knows, Thanos and Rocket Raccoon and all that. But so you do that, right?
Okay.
Which doesn't have the highest chance of making your return. But, maybe you get a good movie out of it. Or you do your own thing where you can maybe stay in the same world, like in the world of One Piece, in the world of Death Note, in the world of Full Metal, or even Naruto, but you do your own story. So this way you're not, this way there's no expectation about like what Naruto getting from A to B, about, Light and L's dance that they do up until, one of them gets caught or dies. It's just like original content. That's like the only way. Those are the only two ways that I think you can be successful with adapting an anime. And then for the latter of doing your own thing, what's the point then? Like if you're gonna tell your own story, just tell your own story. Like if you're gonna tell a story like how we were talking about of like the sports anime, like they could just do a movie or an anime about basketball, and then at the end, boom, the whole anime or the movie was about like that sports anime. Or you do like a samurai one, and then boom, it was about Rurouni Kenshin. Or you do like a story about like a bank heist, and then just tag at the end, it was this anime or whatever. So that's the only two ways, and like I said, I don't think that they would work either way.
I don't think so either. But that's the thing. It's like trying to figure out then what would make it work.
So you have to have soul, man. You have to have soul. So I do have some examples of some good movies that I feel like are also like anime. But just while we're on the topic, how do you feel about video game
They've been
adaptations?
doing right.
Lately, they've been doing right. Have you seen The Last of Us? Yeah. So
yes, I'm all caught up. Episode 2,
right?
Yeah, but it's really good. They nailed it.
But I think they nailed it because the video game did all of the work for them, bro. Like all of the legwork. Like
they did. It was basically
the video game is a great movie.
They did the whole legwork, and I mean they did change a couple of things,
right?
That is in the video game, but it's not in the show, right? So they did change a couple of things, but it wasn't significant enough to like take away from the show, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a huge like, oh shit, that is not in there. Like that's a huge thing in the game. But then again, remember, the game is different from the show. Like a game, you need to have a bunch of shit going on. It's what keeps the player interactive with the game, right?
Right.
Versus like a movie or a show is more like eye-pleasing, easy to digest, easy. And the thing too is that they did it so good. It's like people that play the game are enjoying it. And then people that have never played the game are also enjoying it because it's actually such a good concept. Yeah. You know, the whole fungus zombie kind of thing is a good concept.
Yeah, man.
And the visuals
it's just a zombie story.
Really good too.
Yeah.
You know, they've been nailing it.
Yeah, that goes in with budgets, like an HBO
and that's what I'm saying, budget. And I knew HBO was gonna nail it because I'm like, it's HBO. They have the budget.
I know, man. They have everything, bro.
They have the. I mean, if they can make House of Dragons look this good,
right?
I'm like, I knew they were gonna make The Last of Us look even better. I was like, yo, they've been, and they got the right characters to play the role, you know. And I'm just like, yo, this is actually really nice.
Yeah,
this is really good. There's another game that they made into a live adaptation. I'm trying to figure out what it was called. And they
recently? Recently?
No, I don't think it was recently. But there was another game that was actually really good. I can't think of it right now. It'll probably come to me.
Well, so like I was saying, you know, The Last of Us, the story is really good, but that's because the story in the game was really good. Then they have like, you know, and like I said, it's only been recent that they've been making like really good video game movies, but that's because back in the day, you know, video games didn't really have like that big of a story. You just turn it on and then you just start running from the left screen to the right screen or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it just came to me. Uncharted.
Oh, yes.
The movie. They made a movie. What'd you think?
I mean, I didn't see it.
You didn't see the movie?
I didn't see it, but it was one of the most streamed movies of last year.
Yeah. So I was watching it. And it's not that bad.
No,
it's not that bad. No,
and Tom Holland.
They did a good job. They presented what the game was about, and so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I can't say it was like bad, but that's what I mean. Like,
I mean, I could check it out.
And that's what I mean. Like, I don't know why they do it better with video games turn into a live adaptation. But a lot of these video games, again, they're based on like it's simplicity. You know what I mean? Like so Uncharted is a regular person, kind of like Indiana Jones, you know, hunting for treasure. Makes sense, right? Like that's real life. Like there could be somebody that's hunting for treasure or whatever.
Right.
The same thing with The Last of Us. It's based off, the only thing that's again like supernatural out there is just the fungi.
But movies should be able to do supernatural, man. Like there's movies.
But there you should be, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They're used to it
with like zombies and vampires.
But it all falls back to the budget, because the more budget you have, look at the Avatar and how fucking amazing that shit looks. But look at how high the fucking budget was to make it look that good. Yeah, imagine if they told Avatar, you know what, we're gonna give you half of the amount. So like, let's say for Avatar 3,
I mean, would it be
they just said like, hey, we're gonna give you half of the amount that we gave you for Avatar 2. Do you think the CGI and the graphics are gonna look just as good as?
But that's a movie based on like CGI and graphics. Like when you go into an Uncharted, you don't need like, you know, the doubloons to be like, you know,
because Uncharted there's no real big supernatural stuff. It's just more like you know. Booby traps.
There's stunts though. There's stunts.
But that's stunts. That's not CG. You don't need CGI for huge stunts.
Yeah, but budget. You need a budget for stunts.
But it's not like. But that's what I mean. Like, but I'm assuming the budget is not as high as it would be like if I wanted to remake. I'm trying to think of like a anime that's really out there. Kill la Kill into a live action.
That's just another thing that
would not work out. Like I'm trying to think of it if it's a live action and it would not work out. Do you imagine a live action Scissors talking to you?
No.
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's
because it's too like, out there.
It's stylish though.
It works perfect in anime, but I just don't see it working perfect in a live action because it's just too out there, too flamboyant, too vivid. Like I don't know. Like I'm trying to find that key word. Like it's just too much.
Yeah.
For it to be translated into a live action movie. Like it just wouldn't work right.
Yeah, because I feel like when you do live action, and I know a lot of people look down at like 2D animation, but really when you're making it into live action, you are dumbing it down for a broader audience. Like it takes, you know, this is me not trying to sound like an elitist or anything like that, but you know, you have to have like a certain palette to enjoy anime. I feel like like you do have to like let go of certain things and be okay to grab like certain exaggerations and emotions and still like take this ride or whatever.
Yeah.
But some video game movies that did do well or whatever. My son likes Sonic 1 and 2.
Sonic was good too. Yeah.
I saw Sonic 1 with him. It wasn't bad. There was a scene in the bar that I really liked. Thought it was kind of goofy, but for the most part, that movie was actually pretty good. Detective Pikachu was fun. I don't know if you saw that movie as a Pokemon fan.
And they did it right.
They did it right there.
Like the CGI for the
Pokemon, all
the Pokemons were really good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they made them like some of them were like a little gross and like, creepy.
Yeah, but then Sonic, remember how Sonic, the original one,
like his teeth,
like the whole concept of him was like bad to the point that they had to scrap him right towards the end.
Yeah, but no, they did the right thing because if Sonic doesn't work, then the whole movie doesn't work.
Exactly, because the community was literally reaching out and telling them like, this is not going to work. We're not watching this. Like this, we know Sonic. Ugh. And that is not Sonic. That's so weird because they were trying to make it so like live, like make it look like a fucking raccoon.
Yes,
and that was
gross, bro.
Exactly. It was not working. And that's what I mean. Like there's certain things that they have to get right in order for the movie to be right. And you can't just half-ass it and then expect people to like it.
Just because it has the name of your favorite anime.
Exactly.
Or video game.
And if you really want the movie to succeed, I think like you said in that part, like you have to have the fan base be able to follow you and be able to be like, okay,
they're going to be the most vocal. They're going to be the most vocal about it.
Exactly.
Like your Joe Schmo is not going to care that the movie was or wasn't faithful. Like they're just going to want to, see a good movie.
Oh, of course.
You have to tell a good story too. So Tomb Raider also was good. But that's an easy movie to do. That's like, like
another Indiana
Jones or whatever. The Super Mario Bros. Movies coming out.
They're doing it good too. But that's not a live adaptation. That's just a regular.
No, right. But so the live adaptation.
Oh, they did one though. I do remember. I do remember that.
That movie was so bad that it was good. And then it just keeps going and then it ends up being bad again. So I remember we watched that movie, me and my gamer friends, and we were having fun talking shit about the movie, but man, that movie is fucking bad.
No,
and then I didn't
like a
really
gimmick. It's like a gag in a way. I don't know. This is the way I see it. The same thing with like Dragon Ball. I feel like it was just like a gag. Like it's just something people joke around with, like, but it was a waste of money.
Not your money.
Not my money, but waste of their money.
So then I didn't really like Mortal Kombat 2 too much, only because of how much potential and how much production it looked like it had. I thought it would be a little bit better.
Again, I think it all comes down to budget.
But they had the budget. It was like, it looked really nice. Like there's like, a scene where Jax is about to shoot Scorpion and then he freezes the gun and it like gets real close. So I had like scenes and, even the opening scene with Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
The action was pretty good. But I don't know.
It all depends, man. Yeah, it's like a hit or miss. And I feel like if they're going to do it, they just have to like do it right. I feel like they have to present it to the anime community because that's the true fans. That's where you're really getting most of your views. You know what I mean? Not from your average Joe, because being honest, if they come up with the live adaptation of One Piece, as an average Joe, I might just skip it. I'm like, not really into that.
You would skip it unless somebody else was telling you how good it was.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. But who's telling you it's really good?
Anime fans.
Exactly. So if you don't make the anime fans enjoy it, then they're less likely to tell their average Joe friend,
right,
you need to check this out. It is really good. You're missing out.
Yeah.
Versus, bro, don't just skip it. Like I couldn't even get through episode 1. That's what I'm trying to say. Like if you can't get that right, so it does fall what you said, like be more considerate and be more towards like what the actual manga is, the story, instead of trying to like change it up or do something different with it, where like people are just not real true One Piece fans or anime fans are not going to enjoy it. And those are your real fan base.
Yeah.
Your average Joe is more likely to skip it than somebody that actually does like One Piece.
I agree, man. I agree for sure. For sure. So I do have some comments that I want to read, and then I'll go into like something that I think some shows or movies that are not really anime, but I think they do a good job of like expressing what a good anime could be.
All right. So you want to shout out the comments that we got? Right.
So we posted this comment on Facebook. So we have Sean. Sean says, personally, I thought the live action adaptation of Bleach that Netflix did was pretty good. I think the problem with most adaptations is that they are adaptations, not one-to-one remakes. Let's take the live action Death Note, also done by Netflix. This was an adaptation meant to bring the idea of Death Note to a Western audience who was unfamiliar with Death Note and anime as a whole. But the anime community expects it to be a live action version of the story that they know. We can actually, in fact, apply the same logic to anime. When they adapt a manga to make an anime, they often make stylistic changes, cutscenes, etc. So that is also something that I wanted to talk about. So I'll definitely get back to that.
All right. And then
they also they go on to say, I also think that is why most TV shows and movies based on video games and books usually aren't that great, because Hollywood doesn't want to make a 6-hour movie, despite the fact that most fans of a particular book or game would definitely sit through it to see the whole thing covered. At least I know I would.
I wouldn't.
And I disagree.
At that part, I disagree.
I mean, he
that's
would.
What
a show is a 6-hour movie, you know?
Yeah. And like I said, like maybe he would, but I don't know. If they were
exaggerating a 6-hour movie, then
But if it was 6 hours, let's just say they did make it 6 hours long. If they would have cut it up into like 6 episodes,
okay,
hour each, I would watch it.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's what like.
But I wouldn't like sit down for a whole 6 hours at the movie theater trying to watch it.
No, for sure. No, I'm sure he's just being exaggerated.
Yeah.
So I disagree with that, but I do agree with what he says, especially what he says about like adapting manga into anime. So what we don't,
especially for the Western. I think that he had mentioned that, and I think that was like a key concept about like how they were trying to like convert it to where Western people would like it, but then that took away from like the actual story.
Yeah.
And then that's why like the true fans.
Well, so he says about like manga. So when they adapt a manga into an anime, they pretty much do it 1-to-1. They pretty much go through the beats, and you can, I encourage you or challenge you to watch an anime and read the manga, like the first episode, and see like how faithful it really is, because it is truly, truly faithful when they do an anime into manga, or no, when they do a manga into anime. He says, they do take some stylistic choice. They do like put a lot of breath into it, and like maybe even like expand on certain things that aren't really touched on in the manga. But that is how if the same translation can be like skipping stories.
But I wouldn't say like it's 100% 1-to-1.
I challenge you, man. I challenge you.
I don't think it's 100. I want to say 90%, because they do take some things away. They do add.
That's an A- minus right there, bro.
Well, they do add a couple of things. They do subtract a couple of things. They do, especially if the manga's a little bit long. They shorten it up a little bit.
No, so when I watched I watched One Piece or whatever. When I went to read it again, or for the first time when I went to read it, the first manga episode is very different from the first episode of the anime. Mm-hmm. Like they wait until a couple episodes in before they start introducing like how Luffy ate the gum fruit. Mm-hmm. Where in the manga, he eats it like right then and there, like page 1 type of deal.
Oh, okay.
So there's some ways that they do it, to appropriate it or whatever for the show.
Yeah.
But for the story beats, even the style is the same.
Yeah.
Like the manga has like a very unique style that they do get across in the anime. So what we don't have in America or whatever, in the West, is the same for like comic books. Have you noticed that? Like there, like with comic books, like there's like there's a comic story that I really like called The Immortal Hulk, where it's the Hulk, but he's basically like a zombie. Like every time you kill him, he just comes back and he looks like real grisly, and like that's a great comic. And if they made it into a movie or made it into a show, it wouldn't be like so 1-to-1 how it is. Because when they make a manga into an anime, it is super, super, super faithful. Super faithful to the fact where, I don't think that they would be able to do the same thing with comics into like a show or like a movie or anything. The closest
keep it
thing,
faithful.
Keep it super faithful. Like I'm talking about like this like
panel to panel. They don't.
Like they don't.
They don't.
The closest thing that we have to that is like those DC animated movies, which I really like. Is like they'll
just
take
the
like
animated movie.
Just the animated.
But like the live action, like they change it up.
They change it up like
to whatever the pieces. Yeah.
But the animated movies, they're really good.
Yeah. So then the next comment was from Elena. She says, My opinion is this. It is very difficult to convey the art and emotion that makes an anime so great through the live action format. Even in today's technology, when you include characters that aren't human or human characters creating intense visual effects, you can't quite convey that with live action. A huge issue with this is budgeting. There simply isn't enough money to create the sets, costume, and time or visual effects that the anime diverse. This is probably isn't true for all anime, and I gather that some sports-related animes or high school dramas might be better suited for live action.
That's something that we didn't talk about, like slice of life. Like, could you do a slice of life?
You could
anime live action,
but that's you
and just call it Degrassi. You know, like could you say Degrassi is just like King of High School or whatever, the God of High School, or whatever?
Yeah, no, you definitely could, and that's the thing because it's so simple, and all you really have to do is just stay true to the story,
bro. I think they would still mess it up.
But like you just have to stay true to the story, and then at the end of the day, it's just simple characters. It's nothing is like out there where you have to get CGI involved, where you have to throw more money to get the proper costumes. How much money do you need a budget for a high school uniform?
Right?
Like how bad can you get that wrong? You can't. And then just making sure you get the right characters that kind of display or look kind of like the characters in the book or in the manga.
Yeah.
And then just follow the story.
It's hard, man. Well, because you also have like the ego of a director who's trying to make his own movie. You know, you look at like Zack Snyder, who made The Watchmen. Huh?
Just don't do too much.
So Zack Snyder made Watchmen.
Which was really good.
Was good, but he wanted to change so much of that comic for his movie, and he couldn't without the whole House of Cards falling in. And you know, he's a director, and he's a good director as far as like visuals, but I think that's just what it is, man. Like the director, they just get in there. There's too many hands in the pot. Where maybe with an anime, there's only like 2 or 3 heads, and then everyone else is just like the hands, like just like cranking out the animation. Which I do think that, you know, I've heard like stories about like animation houses and stuff like that. They work them like way too hard. Like I love anime, and if I could do anything to help, you know, for sure we would. But man,
I think all we can do is just give them our support and back them up, and hopefully, you know, the more views they get, the more they get paid. They'll be able to hire more people.
You'd hope, man.
Well, I mean, that's the hope, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, quick shout out. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so much, Elena, for your comments. Like I said, if you write to us next episode, if you want to give us your comments, we'll definitely shout you guys out. So we appreciate you guys. And this is from Facebook, right? Yeah.
Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook.
And then so some good non-official live action animes that I have here is one is Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Have you seen that movie?
I've seen it. I haven't read the books, and I've been dying to buy the books.
The books are pretty good.
Is it like, but it's the same thing?
No,
not
really. Like the characters are the same, but as far as like, you know, like the story is different. Like the story
is it?
It's not 100% different, but yes, like the story, the whole story itself
is different from the manga.
Or from the book. I think it's a comic book, bro.
Well, it comes in a book, right?
It's a book, yeah.
Well, it's a comic book then.
Yeah. Well, no, you know, it's fine. But, you know, just how bombastic it is. It's goofy. You know, all the over the top expressions, and like, you know, somebody will take a piss and then there's like a pee meter.
Yeah.
Wow. And then wow comes over.
When he beats them, he gets like coins.
It's just so goofy, and it's
yeah.
I really love this movie. Like,
I liked it. I like Scott.
But that's like, you know, like that's what we would expect from an anime, from a goofy anime.
Yeah.
But like that kind of over the top, leaning into it, and just like true to the fans, and you know, it's just such a good movie. The Matrix, that is a movie that I think that, you know, could be an anime, but like would be. I imagine that The Matrix is an anime, and they just made The Matrix.
Isn't it an anime?
It's not an anime. Right. They have the Animatrix, but
oh, they do. I remember that one.
But it has this amazing action. There's like, you know, for the most part, the world is the same except for there's one other worldly element. So the fact that everybody's in the computer.
So would you say it's easier to convert a live action movie into an anime?
Yeah. No, for sure.
So that's easier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
that would succeed versus converting anime to live action.
Yeah, man, because I feel like anime is superior, man. Anime is that. So that's why, not that I wasn't watching it for a while, but that's why I was put off, because it is a lot that goes into anime. Like there's just so much in it. So much emotion, so much to pay attention to, especially if you're doing like subbed.
Have you ever seen the movie Kill Bill?
So Kill Bill's on here. So Kill Bill's also another one. Maybe just because it's samurai, but they also have like, the blood and it's like poetic and
So they made that into like a manga.
yeah. I think I think they even did something like that for Kill Bill.
Dope. I would read that.
But I'm talking about even just the live action, like, so I'm like, imagine all these movies that I'm talking about are animes. If they made the live action into these movies, this would be like a satisfying, faithful adaptation. And I know it's not. I know there's no way, there's an Animatrix or whatever. And Scott Pilgrim, was a comic book, but the style and like the soul and the hearts and it actually also being a good movie. Like these are good movies. Kill Bill is a good movie. The Matrix is like definitely a celebrated movie. Scott Pilgrim is one of my favorite movies. I have here Pacific Rim. That's a good movie.
They did make that into animation. It's on Netflix.
They did. So
I saw it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so big kaiju monsters, big robots. That's like,
yeah,
that was made. I think I forget the director Del Toro or something, or Benicio Del Toro. He really likes anime and manga and stuff like that, and you can tell it shows in his movie.
Yeah.
I have here with the question mark. I have Avatar. We were talking about how like the live action, the CGI, and all that stuff. I think that works. But those are just some movies that I think shows that you can do a live action anime as long as you have heart, soul, and a budget.
So heart, soul, and a budget.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything that you wanted to add before we move on to the next segment of the show, bro?
I'm still not feeling it. I've yet to see one that actually blows my mind.
I would try the Japanese ones, man. If you can take a step back and just go along for the ride, I think you might even.
But actually, the one that I kind of did like was Ghost in the Shell. The one with
Scarlett
Johansson. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
No, I did like that one.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I haven't seen it, but I also haven't seen Ghost in the Shell, like the anime.
No, Ghost in the Shell and the anime is really good. Yeah. I used to watch it. I think it was on Toonami, if I remember right. I think that's what I used to watch it at, or Adult Swim. Maybe it was Adult Swim.
Same deal. Same thing. Yeah.
It was. I think it was in one of them. So that's where I used to watch it. I liked it. It's pretty good.
I think it was. Yeah, Adult Swim.
Yeah, it was really good. But the one with the live adaptation, it wasn't bad.
No.
It was, but it wasn't good. It wasn't like
seen it.
Like perfect, but it wasn't bad. Like the budgeting was good.
Faithful? Was it like, did it hold up? Because you said you've seen both, so as a fan of one or the other. And again, it's hard. You're not gonna even like the best Marvel movie is not gonna surpass like the comics.
Oh no, and they don't even go by the comics. Like they take a little bit from the comics, but
right.
That's about it.
So even if they do a live action adaptation of an anime. And it could happen, I want to stay objective and not have my emotions into it. But for the most part, I think it's not going to be better than the anime.
All right. So to close this off, if they can do one anime right, give it the 3 criteria that you're saying: budget, heart, and soul. Which anime would you want them to convert into a live action?
None of them. if I could do one though. So my favorite anime right now is Dr. Stone. But
I think they could. It doesn't have too much of that craziness.
No, but the thing about Dr. Stone that I do like is like the over the top, like the jokes. So if they approached it in the same vein
with the humor,
they'd have to take all the strengths of all these anime or all these movies that I just talked about. Scott Pilgrim and have to have like the goofiness of Scott Pilgrim. There's action in it as far as like, fighting each other and, the characters have over top stuff. Pacific Rim, nah, I mean, nothing really like that for that. But how about Kaiju number 8? What do you think about that? Could they do that?
Into a live adaptation? They could.
In a Pacific Rim style?
Pacific Rim.
Yeah. No, there's no robots in.
There's no robots on Kaiju number 8. It's more skeletal suit, and then they have like these guns that are able to take them down. But it's kind of a concept
like Titanfall.
Yeah, but it's a concept of Pacific Rim. So yeah, I mean, they would be able to do it. It shouldn't be a problem. They've done it before. I mean, they already have a movie kind of like that in the same sense, in the same kind of like realm of kaiju.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wouldn't be the first time. But how about like a samurai movie?
So they have, I remember we were talking.
What if they do like a live action or live adaptation of like
Afro Samurai or Champloo?
I think shampoo.
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think so, man.
You don't think they'll get the vibes right?
No,
Because it's all about vibes in shampoo more than anything. It's about the hip hop,
but there's so much vibes in those shows that I don't think you won't be able to recapture them. You won't be able to catch that lightning in a bottle twice, bro. I don't think so. I think the only way they could do it is kind of like doing their own thing.
How about video game? Would they be able to do God of War? Like a live adaptation? Like,
Yeah, I think so.
into a movie, maybe?
Yeah, because it's all there. It's all there. Like the data war part, you could even go back to like how he was before and just go through that whole story again, like of him growing.
So this is what I'm thinking, right? So for video games, not so much anime, I feel like they're doing really good with video games. Do you think they're going to make more?
Video game movies?
If The Last of Us does really good, like really good, you think they'll be able to do another one?
They've been making, they're not going to stop. Even if it does bad, they're going to keep making. I think the true test is if the Super Mario Bros. Movie does well, are they going to make more Nintendo video games? Because besides Detective
Sonic.
Pikachu, but that's Sega.
But they're still part of Nintendo.
No.
But either way, I always consider Sonic, because I mean, there's games that are like Sonic versus Mario.
Oh, yeah,
kind of thing.
it's collaboration. It's like Tekken versus Street Fighter. They're not the
same, but it's almost the same concept, and you know what I mean. Different companies.
Nintendo is very particular about their IP and and lending their stuff out. Like and anime houses are like they're also, it just isn't. And maybe the demand or the interest isn't there, but there isn't a lot of anime movies in the West to begin with. But that's because they don't really give it out like that.
Exactly. But the trailer to Mario has a lot of potential, and it looks really good.
It looks good. But they were saying that if that movie does well, then there might be like a Zelda movie. Then there might be like, a Samus movie and a movie about Kirby. And, they might even do like one of these movies per person or whatever, and then do a Smash Bros. Movie.
Oh, yeah.
How dope would that be?
So basically like they're trying to do like a whole Marvel thing.
Right. Right.
Because there's so many characters. That is what the money's right now. I mean, I'm enjoying it. And I think the Mario movie is going to do really good. I mean, if this Sonic did good, why would Mario flop like that? Even though Mario is more of a cartoonish style, like, you know what I mean? It's versus like Super Sonic was more of like adding like actual live humans into it.
Right.
And like adapting that supernatural with reality into one thing. Yeah. And they did pretty well. They did it pretty good. So, but Mario is different. There's no like live humans in there. So, but I think they're going to do pretty good. I don't think it's going to flop. Bro.
It remains to be seen, bro.
I really don't think so. It's Mario.
Yeah.
It's Mario.
It's a you Mario, bro.
It's Mario, bro. I don't think it's gonna flop, man. And then if anything, they might even do like Luigi and Mario.
Yeah,
Luigi Haunted House,
right?
Or Haunted Mansion? Is it Haunted Mansion?
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's money right now for them. So if you're right, if this succeeds,
then they will go forward with like more Nintendo based.
But that's what I'm saying too. Like it's not just Nintendo. Like other games, like God of War. Can they make that into a live adaptation?
Yeah, but all these IPs are owned by people, so that's why that they get made. So I think, like I said, Nintendo is going to be very reserved about letting out their stuff. But how many Resident Evil movies are there? There's like 100, but that's because they just keep making them, though.
That's true.
So it just depends, man. It just depends on what you're adapting.
But back to what I had asked you.
Yeah. What do I think?
Game?
What game
would you feel like, or would you want to make into like a show or a movie?
I guess the simple answer is just God of War, just because I really like God of War. But I don't even need it. Like, to be honest,
you wouldn't watch it. Like if HBO Max decided to do,
I don't want to sound like a hater. Like
10 episodes.
I don't think we needed this Last of Us show because the game is just so good.
But the show is good.
The show is good. You can get it out there to the people or whatever. And I read somewhere that the sales of the game have been going up.
That's what I was just gonna say that too. I'm like, especially for the people that never played The Last of Us, and then they're now just figuring out like, oh, this is actually based off a video game, right? Like, yeah. Then the average Joe would be like, oh, I might buy the video game,
right?
And there's so many remasters.
I know, and they really are. They love selling the same game.
But this game is good. And now with the show out, and if that gets people into like, hey, let me actually buy the game to see if it's like, scene by scene, which there are parts that are like literally scene of the game.
Yeah. That's good. That's the way to go.
So yeah. So.
But yeah, I mean, so anything else to add?
No, man. I don't. There's nothing else.
What about
to
you,
add, man?
What live action anime or video game would you like to see?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. It's not a video game. Could they do it the way that they're doing like the Super Mario Bros? Like do it in 3D?
I would watch that.
Not live action, like a real person, but
Yeah, I think Pixar can do it.
Pixar could do it, yeah.
Pixar can do it.
Even Kingdom Hearts 3, like the animation was like really,
it was
really
good. Yeah, as I was saying, Pixar can do it. They can probably just make a whole movie about it. Not a show, but a movie.
How many worlds does he go through? 6 or 7? Because I think they only had 6 in the...
I think 6. But I think Pixar can do it. I think Disney can do it, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be...
And I was a huge Kingdom Hearts fan.
I know,
huge.
Me too.
Huge.
I mean, I was let down by number 3. I didn't really like it.
Yeah, no, I'm good with 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I know there was like remixes between like
those games are good too, but
on the 3DS and stuff like that. But no, for the PlayStation 2,
I know.
I would keep mentioning PlayStation 2, bro.
Lewis got the support he was looking for.
I did end up getting the support. People did say like, yeah, PS2,
a lot of people.
PS2, man. It's a staple. It's a staple because there was really good games on. It was a good library of games.
Yes, man.
Like, there's another game that was really good that people don't talk about anymore. I don't know if they've made it again. What's it called? Fuck, it's just kind of like, it's not Call of Duty, but it is kind of like an RPG game.
SOCOM?
No. And it's like a shooting because you can shoot, but then you can hide inside a box.
Oh, Metal Gear?
Metal Gear. Oh man. I remember when I got it for the PS2.
That would be a good movie actually.
Metal Gear, right? Yeah. Metal Gear. There you go.
If they could do it right.
I remember hiding inside a box. Who's in there?
I know, right?
Oh man, Metal Gear it was a good game. I remember it, man. It was a good game. So that's what I'm saying. Like PS2 had like a really good collection of games, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on to the next segment of the show.
All right, man.
Tell us, what is it?
What we're reading, watching, and playing. So let the viewers know and myself what you've been up to, man. What you've been reading.
I've been reading Dr. Stone and One Piece still.
Okay.
I got super far with One Piece. There was like a day where after work, I should have been like preparing for this podcast or whatever, but I was just reading like a crazy amount of One Piece. I think I'm like 200 issues in on One Piece already. Since the last time we talked. I was like, I was going ham on that One Piece because I didn't want to finish Dr. Stone.
But you still got a lot.
I still got a lot.
A long way to go.
And I've slowed down. I did like 150 in like maybe a week, and then like like another 50 the week after. But there's this new manga that just came out that I was trying to get in on the ground floor. It's 90 pages, but I don't know if I'm gonna continue it. It's called Jiangshix. Jiangshix X.
What's it about?
So I guess Jiangshi is like a demon or something, or it's like a word. That's part of the reason why I'm not really like into it. Like there's too much for me to like pick up on, but basically this guy is like a demon hunter, a demon killer or whatever, and I'm only halfway through it as well. It's like I said, I was going through it, I was like, God damn, how many pages are it? Like 90. So it's still early. So I'm not really too sure about what's going on in it, but it opens up, he's fighting this demon or whatever, and then that was like the last demon he had to kill to pass his test, and they're on the way back to the board, and he's like trying to graduate or whatever. Looks pretty weird, but I like the kung fu, but it being manga, you don't really like get to see too much of it. But for the most part, it looks pretty good.
Okay.
As far as like what I'm playing, I'm still chewing through God of War. It's taking me a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna, but it is what it is. I am trying to get a Dungeons and Dragons campaign going with some friends of mine from work, some friends of mine that I know from work and also off of work. But
I get that inside joke. All right.
Don't get me started, bro. But yeah, no. So we're gonna get a little Dungeons and Dragons thing going. Maybe. I don't have it on me. I thought it was in this room, but that actually pretty cool. And then as far as like watching, so Junji Ito came out with a new, I think it's called Junji Ito Maniac. It's on Netflix. I saw the first episode. It was super good, super weird.
Is it that's horror?
Yes.
That's what it is?
Yes.
Somebody was mentioning it to me, and
It's
I'm
good.
like, I think I've seen the
super weird.
artwork on Netflix.
Yes, because they have another one that's on Crunchyroll, and
It's like one of those like horror weird.
it's like episodic. Like not all the episodes have to do with each other.
No.
None of them have to do with each other.
I don't think so, right? But it's just like stories, like
short stories.
Japan's horror.
Yes.
The
have you ever
crazy
gone
shit.
to like Books A Million and you see like the book Uzumaki?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. I think I've read a couple of books.
Yeah, I picked it up. I was like, "Is this about Naruto?"
And it's great. Like the stories are so bizarre.
Yes, no, and just like the images are so vivid. Like there's like a story
vivid
about
and crazy
like
and
a model, and she's just like super tall and super really weird looking, and they're like doing. I won't even get to it. I definitely think you should definitely watch it.
I'm definitely gonna watch it this weekend.
So I was watching that, and then also that '90s show came out. I didn't think it was going to be good. I was ready to hate it.
Did you see the 70s, right?
I did.
You saw all of it? You loved it?
I loved
You're
that.
a down fan?
That was one of the first shows I binged when I got like Netflix.
Okay.
I never binged a show like that. I used to watch TV when it came on the tube top or whatever.
So I just want to say one thing about the 90s show.
Tell me.
I'm going to let you know.
You finished it?
Then I finished it.
It's
only like nine? It's only 9 episodes.
It's like 10 episodes. I'm only 2 episodes in.
No, I finished it.
Okay.
So this is all I got to say about the 90s show.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Red and Kitty, this show would have flopped hard.
I think so, yeah. I think
It would have not lasted.
Well, because the other characters aren't in it that much.
No, but I feel like this show it's been carried.
Right.
This whole 10 or 9 episodes.
Right.
It's carried by Kitty and Red.
Yes, I agree.
You take those 2 people off the show.
Well, because the kids are kind of
Done.
because the kids are cringe a little bit, and they're not that funny.
This is what I'm saying. You know how right now we're living in an era where things are very sensitive.
Okay.
And there's certain things you can't say or no longer can say. I feel like that's the problem.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the jokes are so cringe, like you said, because they have to respect the fact that they have to be
PC
and they have to be very worried about like the communities out there and make sure that they're not stepping on people's feet with their jokes or whatever.
Right.
Versus the 70s, they didn't give a fuck. They talked about whatever. The jokes were funny
But the show was about the 70s, but it didn't come out in the 70s.
But even like whatever was going on in the 70s, there's still racist shit. There's still like
they were
things
racist
that
to
you
feds the
wouldn't
whole
mention.
time.
Like there's probably jokes in the 70s shows that you can't mention now without offending somebody, without it being critiqued by Netflix. But that's the thing, because Netflix has to be so careful with what the things they say or the jokes, because next thing you know,
Not
they're going to be
always,
like,
bro. Not always,
the 90s shows, nobody watch it because it made a fun of the LBG community or whatever, or it said a gay joke that was very offensive.
Right.
Even though one of the characters there is gay, the Chinese dude.
Yeah.
Or the whatever his name is. So, but still,
He's my
like,
least favorite character, man. He's so annoying.
I just don't know. And then like again, like the thing that got like my heart jumping is every time they introduce the old characters like Kelso and Jackie.
I love that.
When he was like, "Oh, you're Kelso, bird." When he said that, I was like,
Yeah,
bro,
goosebumps. I was just
yes.
like, wow, that was a good one too.
That was so perfect. And then they introduced Jackie being annoying as hell, like she usually is, and smirky and snotty like she is.
I just don't like characters like that. Like I don't even like Zenitsu in Demon Slayer, just because I feel like he's too annoying, man.
I know, but like
it's good, but it's good.
He came in there like,
oh my god,
oh man, and then just Red with putting his foot up your ass every single time, and then Kitty just being Kitty, and it's just perfect. But like these new characters, I just don't know if I don't know if I'm just too tied to the old characters that I just can't give these new characters a chance. I don't know if that's the problem.
Could be. I often have to struggle, deal with that, like being
because you're so
open to like things like this. But nah, I mean, 2 episodes in, it was a little cringe, and
the jokes aren't really there, man. It's I don't know, man. It's just every time I noticed that every time I laughed hard was either because Kitty or Red made a joke.
Right.
That was the only time I was laughing hard. Anytime they were down in the basement, I wasn't even laughing, bro.
Yeah.
And even when they were in a circle getting high, the jokes weren't there. It didn't hit like the old circle.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just said stupid random shit. They just like,
No,
you know what I mean? Like when Kelso said like the 3 key words in a relationship that will always like that he lives by is I don't know. And then when they who was the rocker kid? Hyde. And then when his girlfriend was like, no, when damn, I'm forgetting the characters' names. Anyways, one of them came downstairs and he was like, oh, why is she sitting on my seat? And then Hyde was like, I don't know. He's like, Kelso, I like that. He's like, you know, so like when Kelso was like, oh, so like when Jackie says like, where did you go? I don't know. Who were you with? I don't know. Who's underneath you? I don't know. And he's like, saves my relationship all the time.
It did make me want to watch the old show, but I will finish the show. And then I might even like, because my son loves that show too. I remember they kicked it off of Netflix. He was like, I was
mad too.
He's
when
the
they
8th
took
season.
it off. I'm like, why?
He hadn't finished it. So he was like, he woke me up early. He's like, Dad, let me see your Netflix. Like thinking if it's like different or whatever. And I'm like, what? And I'm like looking on Netflix and he's like, that 70s show, that's not on it. And it wasn't like one of those things because, you know, I think now they do like, oh, you know, the show's going to be out of here. And like,
yeah, they let you know. They let you know when
Before
it's going to
they did not let you know, man. They just pulled the rug right under my son and he was
mad.
He was mad. He didn't get to finish it. But no, I love that show.
I love the 70s shows.
So great.
But what I want to ask,
what you watching? What you playing, bro?
So what I was watching is the 70s shows or the 90s shows. But what I was gonna say, I wanted to ask somebody maybe in that generation if they like it. Maybe
the 90s generation.
Yeah.
I mean, so the show doesn't really feel
but
like
we
the
are
90s.
90s generation.
We're 90s kids, but
I still didn't hit the mark. Even though we were born in the 90s, we were raised in the 90s. So it just didn't hit.
The props.
Even the
90s
jokes.
Like they're eating 90s food, you know, there's like 90s stuff on the wall or whatever. They're talking 90s or whatever. But like the way that they speak aren't 90s. No. And it's not even like 90s
Too
comedy.
Proper. Yeah. And then, yeah.
It's like not even like, you know, Fresh Prince or
Fresh
Martin.
Prince. That's what I'm saying. Fresh Prince.
The
like, they didn't reference that. Like, I'm like, bro, Fresh Prince was pretty up there in the 90s.
Not even reference it. Just like the way that they talk. Like they don't talk like that.
Yeah. Like the 90s. Yeah, they don't. They talk too proper. 2010.
Yeah. I think so. I think they do talk very 2010.
Yeah. Like too hip.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Too hip and not enough hippity hop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's the way I say. Like, you know, people don't say hippity hop no more, but people say it's hip or it's well, maybe back in 2010 is hip, 90s hippity hop, fresh.
Right.
It's just, yeah, you're right. They don't. Now that you were mentioning it, I don't think they sound 90s. I think that might be a problem too.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't. You know, we weren't in the 70s, but like,
and I'll be down for season 2. Only if they continue with Kitty and Red.
They would.
And they keep bringing back like Fez and Kelso and Jackie. And
I haven't seen much of the show, but I've seen, like I said, the first 2 episodes where they brought back Leo. But do they bring back?
Oh, Leo's funny, bro.
He's good, man. He's good.
No, he's Leo's more like a cameo.
Episode? Yeah.
No, he's just like a cameo. He like shows up for like maybe 5 minutes of the show.
Who else? You know, I don't want to get
everybody's
too
a cameo. Being honest, nobody's like a real concrete character there, except
it's only
Fez.
10 episodes.
Fez was actually in the show more.
He's the neighbor.
Yeah, he's part of the neighbor, but like everybody else is like a cameo. Like just Kelso showing up in St. Bern was like perfect. Like you said,
he could have just left
goosebumps.
right after that, and I would have been like, "That was super good."
That was like they paid him top money for him to just come in there and say,
both of them. Those are movie stars right now.
Oh my god, man, that was so perfect. It was just perfect. I was like, bro, I missed the 70s shows. I feel like they can't. The energy is just not like that anymore with the 90s. Not with these new kids. Yeah, it's not the energy is just not there, man. But I like it. It's dope. It's dope because of the old characters being there, and especially Kitty and Red. They just make the show. Yeah, they make it. The show is literally riding on their backs, and they're making it.
I hope they're getting paid pretty good.
I hope so too, man. I really hope so, man. If the kids are getting paid more than Kitty and Red,
definitely not.
I'm be mad. Petition.
Pay them in food.
Right. And reading. What have I been reading lately, man? Damn, I've been waiting for the new book to drop for Kaiju number 8.
Right.
But what else I haven't been reading much, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You're talking about how you were playing Call of Duty.
Yes. I finally hopped on Call of Duty. So I started with Warzone because I don't know why I was being cheap with buying the online membership for PlayStation Plus. And I finally decided to play Warzone. I got into it. And then my brothers said, well, why don't you just buy the PlayStation Plus and then we can play the other Call of Duty games or not the Call of Duty games. Modern Warfare. No, Modern Warfare. Is it Modern Warfare?
Yeah.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 instead of Warzone. But I've been playing a little bit of Warzone because I've been trying to level up, unlock more parts for my guns and skins and so on and so on. Because right now I'm the lowest of the lowest tier.
Right.
Which sucks.
You're the lowest member of your squad.
Yeah. No, I am. I'm not gonna lie. I am. I'm the lowest of the lowest. And I'm better getting the hang of it, because I haven't played it in such a long time. So it takes time for you to get a hang of the mechanics of the game, how to run, how to jump, how to dodge, how to do some certain maneuvers. So it's you get the hang of it. The same thing with the guns. You start with the shitty guns, no attachments or anything. And then as you level up, you unlock certain attachments, make you a better player. But I felt at first, I'm damn, am I playing the game a little bit too late?
No, because you'll get up there.
Eventually.
They pair you up with people on,
Yeah, I know. But eventually you get up there. But still, I feel especially when you're playing Warzone and you're playing with your squad, that they're Prestige 5. I'm not even even close to Prestige 1. So, you know what I mean? And they know the map way much better than I do. So I'm just following their lead because I don't know what the fuck I'm going. I'm I don't know. And then Warzone is a whole different beast of its own because you have to worry about money. You have to worry about certain missions and contracts that give you more money, certain weapons. And then you have to worry about, which is dope because you have to communicate with your team and be hey, we're heading this way or we're going to this part of the map and we're going scavenger hunting for, whatever you need, guns, ammo, plates, all that stuff. And then of course, in the lookout for other teams that might be approaching you to take you off the game. So it's a process, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get better at it. But
don't be discouraged, bro. I'm happy that you're playing this game. It makes me happy to hear that you're playing this video game.
Oh yeah, no, I'm happy. And like I said, sometimes I want to play more, but again, I'm only restricted to maybe an hour and a half max. And then after that, I have laundry to do, pick up my kids, homework, all this, the life responsibilities of being an adult.
Right.
So
I'm there with you, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, besides that, man, it's been pretty good. So anything else you want to add on before we
wrap up the show?
Wrap it up?
No, I think it was a good episode. I'm happy we were able to read those comments. I'm happy that people commented. I know we were saying that this is going to be a short episode. I think we kind of went a little bit long on it, but I'm here for it, man. Good topics, good shit.
Oh yeah, no, man, I'm here for it too, man. I know. I was just thinking about that. I keep looking at the time and I'm damn, I know we said it's probably going to be a short episode and it ends up being a longer episode just because we're just talking and it's a conversation. The shit goes on forever.
I'm here for it, man. I do think we, would chop it up and serve it a little bit better.
Oh yeah. But I think we did good with the whole talking about the main topic and stuff like that. I know that we didn't we wanted to watch more life adaptations so that way we get a better sense.
No, but I've seen enough, man. I've seen enough.
My boy saw one movie was
no, that's it.
I'm done.
No more.
Which movie was it that you were no more? I already know mine.
What brought me back into it was Full Metal, but the movie that I saw that really offended me was Dragon Ball, man. Because that movie isn't even so bad; it's good. It's just bad.
But Dragon Ball came out such late, that was such a long time ago.
Yes, man.
So you telling me that after that movie, your taste for life adaptation has been just stale?
Yes or not? Okay, bet. I did watch Death Note because it also had that guy Lakeith Stanfield, the guy from Sorry to Bother You and Atlanta, the show I really like. So he was in it. He was in it as L. And oh my God, that movie is so bad. No.
It just puts a bad taste in your mouth then.
Yes, man. Because that used to be the anime that I would recommend. That was always my go-to. Oh, you don't like
Death
anime?
Note?
Yeah, you should watch Death Note.
Yeah.
And upon, we talked about it last time. I think you're right. I think it is a little bit too much for somebody's, baby's first anime. So
it's a lot of the digest. There's a lot going on. And like I said, I always feel like it should be something simple, something funny.
Yeah.
Because humor is number one. Humor is like, you need humor. That's what really captures in it, like, the audience is humor. You have humor in anything, in a podcast, in a YouTube video, in a movie. That's what really captures people is humor, man. You put a smile on somebody, they automatically a follow. You know what I mean? So if we put a smile on your face,
you gotta follow.
You gotta follow us.
Those are the rules.
If we made you laugh, you gotta follow us. That's exactly, those are the rules. We make you laugh, you follow.
That's the rule of podcast.
All right.
So go ahead, close this out, bro.
All right, man. So thank you so much for watching. And like I said, for the people on YouTube, thank you for watching us live. This is our live adaptation.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I appreciate everything. We're gradually growing, which is awesome, through TikTok, through IG, through Facebook. And like I said, like, we love the comments. We like to reach out to you. We love seeing what you guys are, or your opinions on our subjects or whatever we're talking about, which is great. Don't forget to check out our website, thenorm.com, spelled THENORMN.com, where you can find everything, especially our merch. Don't forget that we sell t-shirts, hats,
hoodies,
and hoodies. They're all dope. We're going to promote it more so you guys can, like, you know, see them. But yeah, check out our website. Our podcast is there. We're also on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. So you can listen to us on all three platforms. And if you don't want to listen to us and you want to see us in person, we're on YouTube. Right now, we currently have 2 episodes, but, you know, the rest are coming out pretty soon. Hopefully soon.
Very soon, very soon.
Very soon. So they'll be there. And yeah, so we appreciate all the help and support. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the little ring-a-ding-ling button that notifies you when we drop a video. And don't forget to follow us on our rest of our platforms. We're always posting. We're always interacting. And like I said, we appreciate everything you guys do for us.
And like we say at the end of every episode.
Oh, sorry. And like we say at the end of every episode,
tune in next time for scenes from the next episode of the Hyperbolic Podcast, where Lewis and X jam out to hip-hop anime.
We're out.